In 2008, when air freight carrier DHL decided to close its doors in Wilmington, Ohio, thousands of people lost their jobs, throwing the local economy into turmoil.
The economic downturn has had a pretty significant effect on this community with respect to loss of jobs. The community was well under the national average in unemployment up until that point, but losing over 8,000 jobs has changed all that in a very difficult way.
Families were naturally worried about how they were going to be able to keep food on their dinner tables.
When you have to make a choice between filling the car up with gas or buying the groceries you need, those are difficult choices.
Responding to their community's needs, Wilmington College created the Grow Food, Grow Hope Community Garden.
Grow Food, Grow Hope is a multifaceted program. So the centerpiece of this program is the community gardens where we're standing today. A small group of community leaders, Wilmington College faculty and staff got together to think about ways that we might address this. And we have a tradition of community service, and we have a very distinctive agricultural program. So the thought was to use those resources and take a leadership role in our community to begin to address this economic crisis.
This 40-plot vegetable and herb garden is maintained by low to moderate income families, free of charge to the participants. Best of all, they are allowed to keep the vegetables they have learned how to grow.
The way we teach new and novice gardeners to be self-sustainable is we really start in the beginning, how we plant, and that gets into the very, very basics of seed placement, seed depth. The types of vegetables that are planted during the summer would be our cool and also warm season annuals. So we'll start with radishes and lettuce and spinach, broccoli, sometimes cabbage. We try every year to grow one new type of vegetable that we've never grown before.
Our 40 gardens are primarily supported through grants and through donations. The large grant from the AmeriCorps Vista Corporation for Community Service supports our 11 Vista volunteers. But in addition, we've received grants for materials that allow us to build the gardens. And the more we've put the word out, the more people have supported us with their donations.
There are three objectives for the Grow Food, Grow Hope program. The first is to generate a renewed interest in backyard gardening and in gardening. And the second objective is to increase access to all community members to fresh, nutritious, and affordable food. And finally, the third objective is to generate a spirit of agricultural entrepreneurship here in the community, in effect to begin to develop a local food economy.
The Grow Food, Grow Hope garden has made a positive impact on the surrounding community.
Me and my husband's on a fixed income, and I have to be back and forth to the doctor. And by us not having no car and stuff, I had to stretch our money to go to the doctor and going to the grocery store. And this, about us having the garden up here at Wilmington College, helps out a whole lot.
The community atmosphere is really palpable. When the families start arriving about 6:30, 7 o'clock, there's a real meet and greet time. People are anxious to see what they're going to harvest. They're looking forward really to the cooking demonstration, because one of the things that we found early on last summer, as a matter of fact, that many of these families had not had any experience preparing the vegetables that they were growing. So that brings people together at the end of the evening in a community kind of a setting.
I like to be out in the garden because it's something to do, it's something to benefit us, and I just love being around other folks, and I love learning new things. And by me being around the people in the neighborhood, it's just wonderful, because that lets me know if I'm trying, somebody else can do the same thing.
Beyond the Grow Food, Grow Hope community garden, Wilmington College has also set aside farmland to grow vegetables for local food pantries, like Sugar Tree Ministry Center, and other agencies that are servicing families who are having a difficult time making ends meet.
The production gardens, which feeds the food pantries and nonprofits in the community, last year we produced about 10,000 pounds, and that was distributed between tomatoes, potatoes, and sweet corn. This year we've kind of expanded it, and so far this summer we have produced about 500 dozen corn, about 3,000 pounds of tomatoes, 500 pounds of squash and zucchinis.
The Grow Food, Grow Hope program has not only touched the lives of those families who are struggling in Wilmington, but also the lives of those people who are overseeing this program.
It's humbling because many of us have so much, but in these economic times, a lot of us don't have the things that we need. You also realize that the safety net that we all have could change very quickly for each and every one of us. So you realize quickly it could be you, and you hope that somebody's there to help you when you need the help.
It is tremendously satisfying to hear the impact that this project is having on people's lives. And when I hear about that and hear those stories, I'm tremendously grateful that we're living our mission and putting our mission into action in this community. This college is making a difference, and that is a gratifying thing to know.
When I see a family that I know doesn't have to go and be totally dependent on the grocery store, that's rewarding. And especially when there's children involved, because parents, I think we get, I don't want to say we get in a rut, but we do. We take things for granted, but when you watch a young child pick something that they know they've grown and then consume it in front of their parents, it's very, very satisfying. Hopefully they've got a skill that they can keep the rest of their life.